Self-awareness is one of the most powerful habits a woman can practice every single day, and yet it is also the most underestimated. We often wake up and step directly into responsibilities, tasks, duties, and expectations so quickly that we forget the most important person who must be acknowledged at the start of the day, ourselves. When you open your eyes in the morning, there is a brief moment of silence before the world demands your attention. That moment is precious. That moment is yours. And in that moment, if you gently ask yourself, how am I truly feeling today? You begin the journey of self-awareness. Most people live their lives on autopilot. They react, rush, respond, and run without understanding the state of their own inner world. It is like driving a car without ever checking the fuel level, the oil, or the engine. Eventually, the breakdown is guaranteed. Self-awareness is your daily inner check-up. It is the practice of pausing and tuning into your heart, your thoughts, your energy, and your emotions. Not to judge them, not to suppress them, not to feel guilty about them, but simply to recognize them. A self-aware woman knows when she is tired, and instead of forcing herself endlessly, she gives herself space to breathe. A self-aware woman notices when she is irritated, and instead of exploding on others, she steps back and understands what triggered her. A self-aware woman recognizes when she is overwhelmed, and instead of pretending to be strong, she allows herself to rest, realign, and restart. This clarity does not make her weak. It makes her wise. Every morning, spend a few minutes sitting quietly. You don't need candles, rituals, or complicated meditation techniques. Just sit with yourself. Ask gentle questions. What is the emotional weather inside me today? Am I cloudy, sunny, stormy, calm, or confused? Emotions are like weather, they change. And when you acknowledge them, you learn how to navigate your day with intelligence rather than impulse. If you start noticing a pattern of emotions, like constant sadness, irritation, or stress, that awareness becomes the first step toward change. You cannot heal what you do not acknowledge. You cannot solve what you do not understand. You cannot transform what you do not confront. Self-awareness shines a soft light on the corners of your life that need attention. One of the most important aspects of self-awareness is understanding the difference between your thoughts and the truth. Not everything you think is real. Not every fear is factual. Not every insecurity defines you. Many women carry silent burdens. I'm not enough. I'm not doing well. I'm failing. Others are better than me. These thoughts may feel real, but they are not the truth. When you practice self-awareness, you learn to observe your thoughts instead of becoming your thoughts. This shift is powerful. You begin to see which thoughts uplift you and which thoughts drain you. You begin to discard the mental clutter that has no purpose in your life. You gain clarity. Self-awareness also teaches emotional responsibility. It helps you understand that no one else is responsible for your inner peace. People may contribute to your happiness or pain, but how you process those experiences is your choice. When you pause to reflect, why am I feeling this way? What caused this reaction? You take control of your emotional world instead of letting the world control you. You move from reacting to responding with maturity. A self-aware woman communicates better. She understands her needs, her boundaries, and her limitations. When something doesn't feel right, She recognizes it immediately instead of ignoring her intuition. Self-awareness strengthens self-respect because the more you understand yourself, the less likely you are to tolerate what hurts you or dims your spirit. It becomes easier to say no without guilt and yes without fear. Throughout the day, self-awareness guides you like a compass. When you feel yourself drifting into negativity, you notice it. When your energy drops, you sense it. When someone's words affect you deeply, you understand why. This inner observation helps you recenter yourself before your emotions spiral into stress or exhaustion. You learn to catch yourself, ground yourself, and uplift yourself. Before ending the day, spend a moment reflecting again. Ask yourself, what emotions did I experience today? What did I learn about myself? What drained me? What nourished me? These small reflections add up, painting a clear picture of your inner world. Slowly, you become more attuned to your strengths, weaknesses, fears, passions, desires, and triggers. That awareness becomes the foundation of growth. Imagine a woman who wakes up daily with clarity about her emotional state, who understands her own needs, who recognizes when to push and when to pause, who responds instead of reacts, who respects her inner voice. Such a woman is powerful, not because she has a perfect life, but because she has mastered the art of understanding herself. Self-awareness does not require hours. It requires intention, it requires honesty, it requires gentleness toward yourself. And when practiced daily, it becomes the root from which every other positive habit grows. When a woman becomes self-aware, she becomes unstoppable, not in noise, not in aggression, but in quiet, graceful strength. Nourishing the mind is as essential for a woman as nourishing the body. We often focus so much on feeding our stomachs, taking care of our appearance, or managing our responsibilities that we forget one of the most important investments we can make: feeding our thoughts, our intellect, and our soul. The mind, like a garden, will grow what you plant in it. If you plant negativity, fear, and gossip, that is what will flourish. If you plant positivity, wisdom, and inspiration, that is what will bloom. Every day, it is your choice what seeds you water in your mind. Imagine starting your day with a habit that subtly, quietly, and powerfully transforms you. It could be reading a few lines from a book that uplifts the spirit, listening to a motivational talk, or simply reflecting on a meaningful quote. Even 5 minutes of mental nourishment can shift your perspective. And gradually, these small daily acts compound into extraordinary growth. It is not about how much time you spend, it is about consistency and intention. A single inspired thought each day can change the course of your life. We live in a world overflowing with information. Our minds are constantly bombarded with news, social media updates, and endless notifications. But much of this noise does not feed the soul. It distracts it, exhausts it, and often misleads it. Nourishing the mind means choosing what enters your inner space carefully. Like a beautiful garden, you do not allow weeds to grow freely. You protect the flowers, water them, and remove the harmful elements. Similarly, you must protect your mind from toxic inputs and allow wisdom, knowledge, and positivity to flourish. When a woman nourishes her mind, she cultivates clarity. Thoughts that were once confused, scattered, or negative begin to organize themselves. She becomes able to think critically, to analyze situations calmly, and to make decisions with confidence. A nourished mind is a strong mind, capable of facing challenges without fear. It is a mind that does not panic when the world around is chaotic, because it has a reservoir of knowledge, insight, and calmness to draw from. Nourishment is not just information, it is the understanding of how to apply that information to life meaningfully. Nourishing your mind is also about expanding your perspective. Reading a book, listening to a story, or watching something inspiring allows you to walk in someone else's shoes, to feel empathy, to imagine possibilities beyond your current reality. This broadening of the mind fosters creativity, compassion, and courage. It allows you to see solutions where others see obstacles and to approach life with curiosity instead of fear. Every time you learn something new, your mind grows stronger and more resilient, capable of supporting the woman you aspire to become. The practice of feeding your mind daily also has a direct impact on your emotional well-being. Thoughts are like the roots of a tree. If the roots are weak or poisoned, the entire tree suffers. If the roots are strong, nourished, and cared for, the tree stands tall even in storms. Similarly, by nourishing your mind, you strengthen your emotional foundation. You are better equipped to handle stress, disappointment, or criticism because your inner self is rooted in knowledge, wisdom, and awareness. A nourished mind enhances your ability to communicate and connect with others. When your thoughts are clear, your words carry meaning. When your mind is inspired, your conversations inspire. A woman who invests in her mental growth is not only elevating herself, but also uplifting everyone around her. Her presence becomes enriching because she brings insight, perspective, and calmness into every interaction. This is why mental nourishment is not a selfish act. It is a gift that ripples outwards to family, friends, colleagues, and society. It is also important to remember that nourishing your mind requires intention, not just passive consumption. It is easy to scroll endlessly through social media, absorbing content without any benefit. True nourishment comes from selective, mindful engagement with what truly matters. Ask yourself, will this thought, this book, this conversation, this idea make me wiser, calmer, or better today? If yes, embrace it. If not, let it go. This discernment is crucial. The quality of what you feed your mind determines the quality of your life. Even challenges and setbacks can be opportunities to nourish your mind. A woman who reflects on her experiences, learns lessons, and gains insight from every situation is feeding her mind daily. She does not allow failures to break her. Instead, she transforms them into fuel for growth. She asks herself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger? By doing so, every life experience, both pleasant and painful, becomes a source of nourishment. The mind becomes like fertile soil where even difficulties can grow wisdom and resilience. In essence, nourishing the mind is not an occasional act, it is a daily ritual of self-care and self-respect. It is a promise you make to yourself that your thoughts, your intellect, and your inner world matter. The mind is the seat of your choices, your emotions, and your destiny. Feed it with wisdom, positivity, and inspiration every single day. Protect it from negativity, trivial distractions, and toxicity. When your mind is nourished, everything else in life begins to align. Your actions become purposeful, your emotions balanced, and your presence radiant. You become a woman who not only survives life, but thrives in it, with clarity, courage, and grace. Speaking kindly to yourself is a habit that many women underestimate, yet it is one of the most transformative practices you can embrace daily. From the moment we are born, the world starts giving us messages about who we should be, how we should look, how we should act, and what we should achieve. Somewhere along the way, many of us internalize these messages, not as guidance, but as judgment. We begin to criticize ourselves for not being enough, for not doing enough, for not looking enough, or for not living up to expectations. This inner voice, if left unchecked, can become our harshest critic. It whispers doubts, magnifies mistakes, and erodes confidence, all while we barely notice. Speaking kindly to yourself is the antidote to this inner tyranny. It is the gentle practice of becoming your own best friend, your own guide, your own source of encouragement. Every woman, at some point, experiences self-doubt. It is natural, it is human, and it is not a sign of weakness. What matters is how you respond to those doubts. When a negative thought arises, I'm not smart enough, I don't deserve this, I can't do it. Pause and consciously replace it with a compassionate truth. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you love deeply. Imagine your little sister, your daughter, or your closest friend standing in your shoes. What words would you offer her? Now give those words to yourself. The power of this practice is subtle but profound. Over time, it rewires your mind. The narrative you tell yourself shifts from criticism to encouragement, from fear to courage, from limitation to possibility. Speaking kindly to yourself is not about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring mistakes. It is about acknowledging reality while maintaining self-respect. For example, if you make a mistake at work, instead of telling yourself, I'm such a failure, say, I made a mistake, and that is okay. I can learn from this and do better next time. Notice the difference. The first statement crushes your confidence. The second empowers your growth. Words shape thoughts, and thoughts shape actions. When your inner dialogue is kind, your actions follow with confidence, clarity, and purpose. When your inner dialogue is harsh, your actions are cautious, fearful, or blocked. Many women are trained to be selfless, to care for everyone else, and to put themselves last. In this beautiful act of giving, they often forget to give to themselves. Speaking kindly to yourself is not selfish, it is essential. It is the foundation of self-love, which in turn allows you to love others fully. When you fill yourself with gentle words of encouragement, praise, and patience, you create an inner reservoir of strength that you can draw upon in challenges. You are no longer reliant on external validation because your own words nurture your spirit daily. This practice is especially important during times of stress, uncertainty, or failure. Life will test you in countless ways. Relationships may disappoint, goals may face obstacles, health may falter, but your inner dialogue determines how you navigate these storms. A woman who speaks kindly to herself is like a ship with a strong anchor. The external waves may be rough, but her inner voice keeps her steady, grounded, and focused. She does not allow temporary setbacks to define her worth because she knows her value is inherent, not conditional. Speaking kindly to yourself also transforms how you handle criticism. When someone offers feedback, constructive or otherwise, your reaction is guided by your inner voice. If your self-talk is harsh, you will internalize criticism as personal failure. If your self-talk is kind, you will internalize criticism as guidance, separating your actions from your worth. This distinction is critical for growth. You learn, you adapt, you improve, but you never lose your self-respect. Your words to yourself create the lens through which you view every experience, every interaction, and every challenge. Practicing kind self-talk daily requires mindfulness and repetition. It is not a one-time activity. Every morning, before you face the world, take a moment to speak to yourself. Affirm your worth, acknowledge your strengths, and express compassion for your flaws. Even a simple phrase like, "I am enough, I am learning, I am growing," repeated with sincerity, can set the tone for your entire day. Throughout the day, pause whenever self-doubt creeps in and gently redirect your words to kindness. At night, reflect on your day and offer gratitude to yourself for the efforts you made, however small they may seem. Over time, this habit transforms your identity. You become a woman who trusts herself, believes in herself, and protects herself from unnecessary self-criticism. You create a mental environment where creativity flourishes, courage rises, and resilience strengthens. The mind becomes a sanctuary rather than a battlefield. Your inner voice becomes a source of guidance rather than a source of pain. You start noticing that challenges are not threats but opportunities, mistakes are not failures but lessons, and your value is not determined by outcomes but by your very existence. Imagine a woman who wakes up every day and speaks to herself with love, patience, and encouragement. She faces difficulties with composure, celebrates achievements with humility, and navigates life's uncertainties with grace. She is not perfect, nor does she need to be. She is simply aligned with the truth that she is worthy, capable, and deserving of her own kindness. This is the power of speaking kindly to yourself. It is the quiet revolution that shapes a life of confidence, serenity, and inner strength. By nurturing this habit daily, a woman does not just survive life. She flourishes, radiates, and inspires those around her. Protecting your energy is one of the most important habits every woman must cultivate, yet it is often overlooked. In our daily lives, energy is perhaps the most precious resource we have. It is invisible, yet it determines everything we do. It fuels our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, and our ability to show up fully for ourselves and for others. Yet, many women unknowingly give it away freely, draining themselves in the process. They say yes when they mean no, carry burdens that aren't theirs, absorb negativity from others, and allow external chaos to seep into their inner peace. Over time, this unchecked depletion creates fatigue, stress, and a sense of being overwhelmed. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It is essential for your well-being, clarity, and effectiveness in life. Energy, like currency, has to be spent wisely. Every interaction, every task, every thought, and every emotion consumes it. Imagine that you are holding a beautiful, golden vase of energy. Each person you meet, each conversation you engage in, each negative thought you entertain, every one of these interactions either adds to or takes away from that vase. If you are constantly giving it to people who drain you, your vase empties quickly. If you choose carefully whom and what you allow into your inner world, your vase remains full, and you can give generously without losing yourself. Protecting your energy is about making conscious choices about where your attention, time, and emotions are invested. One of the first steps in protecting your energy is learning to say no. Many women struggle with this simple word because they fear rejection, judgment, or conflict. But saying no is not rejection of others, it is an affirmation of yourself. It is the acknowledgement that your time, your emotions, and your peace are valuable. When you say no to what drains you, you say yes to what nurtures you. Saying no does not make you less compassionate or less loving. It makes you wiser and more aligned with your purpose. Every time you honor your boundaries, you reinforce the truth that your energy matters. Protecting your energy also means being mindful of the people you allow into your life. Energy is contagious. Negative, toxic, or critical individuals can infect your mood, diminish your confidence, and cloud your judgment. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, inspire you, and encourage your growth. This does not mean avoiding reality or conflict. It means choosing relationships that are nourishing rather than depleting. A woman who protects her energy understands that her inner world is sacred, and she does not allow anyone to pollute it without invitation. Another important aspect is protecting your energy from your own mind. Thoughts of guilt, comparison, resentment, and fear can drain you faster than any external force. Negative self-talk, worrying about things beyond your control, or dwelling on past mistakes consumes precious mental and emotional energy. Practicing mindfulness, meditation, or even a few moments of quiet reflection each day helps you recognize these energy leaks and redirect them. When your thoughts are aligned with positivity, purpose, and presence, your energy multiplies. When your mind is chaotic and critical, your energy diminishes, leaving you exhausted before you have even faced the day. Protecting your energy is also about prioritizing what truly matters. Life is full of demands: work, family, social obligations, and personal goals. A woman who protects her energy is intentional about where she invests herself. She recognizes that not every request, not every task, not every expectation is worthy of her time or focus. She focuses on what aligns with her values, nurtures her growth, and contributes meaningfully to her life. By doing so, she conserves her energy for what truly matters and avoids unnecessary exhaustion. Rest and self-care are vital components of energy protection. Women often underestimate the power of taking time for themselves. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, quiet reflection, and hobbies are not luxuries. They are essential for maintaining energy. Just as a lamp cannot illuminate without fuel, a woman cannot give her best to the world if she constantly burns herself out. Protecting your energy means recognizing that rest is not laziness, self-care is not indulgence, and boundaries are not weakness. They are strength. Emotional protection is equally important. Life will present situations and people that trigger anger, frustration, sadness, or fear. Protecting your energy means not letting these emotional storms control you. It means choosing when to engage and when to step back, when to act, and when to observe. It means not carrying the weight of others' negativity on your shoulders. When you learn to respond instead of react, to pause instead of rushing into every emotional trigger, your energy remains intact and your spirit remains calm. A woman who consistently protects her energy becomes resilient, focused, and empowered. She is not easily swayed by drama, criticism, or chaos. She approaches life with a sense of purpose and clarity, fully aware of her own capacity and limitations. Her presence is calm, her decisions are deliberate, and her actions are effective because she is not running on empty. She has cultivated an inner sanctuary of strength that cannot be easily shaken. Imagine a woman who walks through her day knowing her energy is protected. She says no when needed, surrounds herself with positivity, focuses on what matters, and nurtures herself mentally, physically, and emotionally. She faces challenges with clarity and responds to stress with calm. Her energy is not wasted, but wisely invested. In protecting her energy, she protects her peace, her happiness, and her potential. This is a practice that transforms ordinary days into extraordinary ones, ordinary women into extraordinary forces of light and love. Protecting your energy is not just a habit, it is a way of life, a commitment to yourself, and the foundation upon which every other habit, achievement, and joy is built. Keeping your body active is not merely a habit, it is a profound act of self-love, respect, and gratitude toward the temple that carries you through life. So often, we take our bodies for granted. We push them to the limits without care, ignore the subtle signs of fatigue or discomfort, and assume that energy and vitality will always be there. But the truth is, your body is your most loyal companion. It moves you, nourishes you, protects you, and enables you to experience life in all its beauty. If you neglect it, it cannot serve you at its best. Keeping your body active is not about chasing a certain appearance or following trends. It is about honoring the gift of movement, sustaining energy, and creating a foundation for a vibrant, fulfilling life. Many women lead incredibly busy lives, juggling responsibilities at work, home, and in social circles. It is easy to convince yourself that there is no time to exercise, stretch, or move intentionally. Yet even a few minutes of activity can have a ripple effect on your overall well-being. Movement stimulates circulation, awakens your senses, and releases tension that quietly accumulates in your muscles and joints. When you are physically active, your body is not just functioning, it is alive, energized, and ready to embrace the day. Even 10 minutes of stretching, a short walk, or a few yoga poses can make a profound difference in how your body feels and how your mind responds. Keeping your body active is also deeply connected to your mental and emotional health. Physical activity releases endorphins, the natural feel-good chemicals that lift your mood and reduce stress. When your body moves, your mind breathes. A woman who integrates movement into her daily routine becomes more focused, less anxious, and better able to handle life's challenges. Movement creates a rhythm, a flow, and a connection between mind and body that enhances resilience and calm. It is not just exercise, it is therapy for your soul. Every step, every stretch, every motion is a gentle conversation with your inner self, a message that says, I honor you, I care for you, I am grateful for you. Many people mistakenly believe that keeping the body active requires hours at the gym or extreme physical exertion. But activity comes in many forms, and the key is consistency. Walking while listening to music or an inspiring podcast, dancing in your living room, climbing stairs, or performing household chores with mindfulness. All of these are ways to move the body. It is not about perfection, it is about presence. When you consciously move your body each day, you honor it and show gratitude for its strength, flexibility, and endurance. You create habits that reinforce vitality instead of depletion. Keeping your body active also has a long-term impact on health and longevity. Regular movement strengthens the heart, improves circulation, enhances flexibility, and maintains muscle tone. It supports the immune system, improves digestion, and helps regulate sleep. These benefits are not just physical, they ripple into emotional stability, mental clarity, and overall energy. A woman who takes care of her body is not only preparing herself for today, but also investing in the quality of her life for the years to come. She is creating a future where her body supports her dreams rather than limiting them. Movement also builds discipline and self-respect. When you commit to keeping your body active, even in small ways, you are practicing consistency, self-discipline, and care. You are teaching yourself that your needs matter and that you are worth the time and effort. This lesson often transcends the physical realm and strengthens other areas of life. A disciplined body nurtures a disciplined mind. A woman who respects her body learns to respect her time, her energy, and her emotions. This alignment between mind and body creates a life of balance, grace, and power. Physical activity also fosters connection to yourself, to others, and to life itself. When you engage in movement outdoors, you breathe in fresh air, feel the sun on your skin, and experience the rhythm of nature. When you exercise with friends or family, you build bonds and share joy. Movement reminds you that life is not meant to be stationary, passive, or stagnant. It is dynamic, flowing, and full of potential. By keeping your body active, you participate fully in the miracle of life, rather than simply observing it from the sidelines. It is important to listen to your body as you move. Activity should never become punishment, competition, or self-criticism. A woman who keeps her body active does so with mindfulness, honoring its limits, strengths, and needs. She moves with intention, not with guilt. She celebrates every step, every stretch, every heartbeat, knowing that each motion is an expression of care and gratitude. She does not compare herself to others. She moves in a way that nurtures her body, her energy, and her spirit. This alignment transforms activity from obligation into joy, from chore into meditation, from task into celebration. Imagine a woman who wakes up each morning and moves her body with love and awareness. She stretches, she breathes, she walks, she dances, or she practices gentle exercises that awaken her muscles and energy. Throughout the day, she carries vitality in her posture, energy in her steps, and calmness in her mind. She does not tire easily, she does not feel weak, and she faces challenges with a strong, resilient body and a clear, focused mind. Her presence is powerful, her energy radiant, and her life enriched, not just by what she does, but by the care she shows herself daily. Keeping your body active is, in the end, a spiritual practice. It is the recognition that your body is sacred, your movements are a form of gratitude, and your daily actions honor the life you have been given. A woman who keeps her body active nurtures herself fully, physically, mentally, and emotionally. She becomes a living example of balance, strength, and vitality. By making this practice a daily habit, she not only enhances her own life, but inspires others to honor their own bodies, creating a ripple effect of health, happiness, and harmony. Movement is more than action. It is love, it is care, and it is life itself. Staying hydrated and eating mindfully is not just a routine, it is a profound act of love, respect, and care for the temple that carries you through life, your body. Many women are so focused on responsibilities, deadlines, and the well being of others that they often neglect the most basic yet crucial aspects of their health, the nourishment they provide themselves. Drinking enough water and eating with mindfulness are not trivial matters, they are the foundation of energy, clarity, resilience, and inner harmony. Without proper hydration and thoughtful eating, even the most motivated woman finds her body and mind sluggish, her emotions unstable, and her potential untapped. To truly honor yourself, you must honor the fuel you provide for your life. Hydration is the simplest yet most powerful gift you can give your body. Water is life. Every cell, every tissue, every organ depends on it to function properly. Yet many women go through the day dehydrated, mistaking fatigue, irritability, or lack of focus for other problems, when in reality, their bodies are simply asking for water. Drinking water is not just about quenching thirst, it is about cleansing your system, flushing out toxins, improving circulation, aiding digestion, and keeping your skin glowing. When you hydrate, you are nurturing yourself at the most fundamental level. Each sip is a gentle reminder that you are worthy of care and that your well-being matters. Mindful eating is equally transformative. Eating is not merely a mechanical act to satisfy hunger. It is an opportunity to connect with yourself, to honor your body, and to cultivate awareness. Too often, meals are rushed, distracted, or consumed with guilt. You may eat while scrolling on your phone, rushing to the next task, or snacking out of stress rather than hunger. In these moments, your body does not truly receive nourishment, and your mind does not find peace. Mindful eating requires slowing down, observing your food, savoring each bite, and being fully present. Notice the colors, textures, and flavors. Feel gratitude for the effort, the earth, and the hands that made this meal possible. Eating in this way transforms a simple necessity into a sacred ritual of care. Eating mindfully also means understanding the connection between what you consume and how you feel. Food is energy, and every choice you make impacts your body, mind, and emotions. Heavy processed or artificial foods may provide temporary satisfaction, but often leave you lethargic, foggy, or irritable. Fresh, wholesome, and balanced meals energize your body, sharpen your mind, and uplift your spirit. When you nourish yourself thoughtfully, you gain control over your vitality, mood, and performance throughout the day. You no longer feel like a passenger in your own life. You become the driver, steering your health, energy, and clarity with intention. Hydration and mindful eating are not just about physical health, they are about emotional and mental stability as well. When your body is well hydrated, your mind is clearer, your mood is more balanced, and your patience increases. When your meals are eaten with awareness and care, your thoughts become calmer, and your sense of inner harmony deepens. These practices reduce stress, improve focus, and enhance resilience. In essence, they are acts of self-respect that ripple through every aspect of your life. You become calmer, more grounded, and better equipped to handle challenges with grace. Another essential aspect of mindful eating is listening to your body's signals. Hunger and fullness are subtle messages from your body that guide you. When you eat mindfully, You learn to recognize these signals and respond appropriately. You eat when your body genuinely needs fuel, and you stop when it is satisfied. This is a powerful habit because it nurtures a balanced relationship with food, prevents overindulgence, and strengthens your connection with your body. You begin to understand that food is not the enemy, nor is it a reward or punishment. It is a source of life, energy, and vitality to be honored and respected. Staying hydrated and eating mindfully also instills discipline and presence. In a fast-paced world, these small but consistent actions train your mind to slow down, to focus, and to appreciate the moment. They teach patience, gratitude, and self-awareness. They remind you that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Your own well-being must be nourished before you can fully care for others. By committing to these habits daily, a woman strengthens her relationship with herself, builds resilience, and cultivates a sense of harmony that radiates outward in every interaction. Imagine a woman who wakes up and drinks a glass of water with gratitude, aware of the life flowing through her veins. She prepares her meals with care, paying attention to the nutrients, flavors, and the joy of eating. She eats slowly, without distractions, savoring each bite. She listens to her body, respects her needs, and honors the rhythm of hunger and satisfaction. Throughout the day, she drinks water mindfully, noticing how it refreshes and rejuvenates her. She feels energetic, calm, and present. Her mind is clear, her emotions are balanced, and her body is strong. She is aligned with herself, and this alignment empowers her to navigate life's challenges with grace, energy, and confidence. Staying hydrated and eating mindfully is not a restrictive practice, it is liberating. It frees you from unconscious habits, guilt, and fatigue. It teaches you to care for yourself with awareness, to respect your body's needs, and to value the energy that sustains your life. By integrating these practices into your daily routine, you create a foundation of health, clarity, and vitality. You are no longer at the mercy of cravings, stress, or exhaustion. You are intentional, empowered, and aligned. This is the true essence of nourishing your body through hydration and mindful eating. It is a lifelong practice of love, presence, and self-respect that transforms not only your health, but your entire life.